All right, guys. Well, here's our 4066. Yes, I didn't buy the 4075. I almost ordered it, and it'd be great if I did a bunch of mowing still. I think that's the only place that you would probably use 75 horsepower in a tractor this light. Other than that, it's not, and sorry about the rain. It's raining today, so it's probably going to get loud in here in the shop. Anyways, if we did a lot of mowing, if you do a lot of brush hogging, maybe get the 4075. Otherwise, the tractor does really good in 66 horsepower form. But if you are into saving money and you're already buying a very expensive tractor, I paid for this tractor. John Deere doesn't know I exist. My dealer does, but John Deere itself, they don't know I exist. I'm not Tractor Tom with Tim. So I try to save money where I can, and he told me it was going to be in the tune of like $1,200 to install the loader on this tractor. Well, the lines come all marked. They've got the red, blue, yellow, and white on the hoses. Sorry, I wasn't pointing there. Comes with the hoses and everything. This is everything that comes with it. There's a bag that's actually zip tied to the guard, and it's got the bolts with it. These bolts were in a separate bag right here with the mounts. These bolts were sitting right, in that bag, these go with this mount with the brush guard, and then those bolts go with the mounts. And everything was with each other, so you know what bolts go with what. I did not get install instructions to this, but the loader is literally standing up on a pallet. You pull 4 lag bolts out and you lay it down. You hook your hydraulics to it, you stand it up. I'm just going to do it all with the excavator. And then you drive the tractor up to it, plug it up, run it. My dealer gave me some fluid so I can top off the tractor after I run all the hydraulics in it. But I thought, it's raining. I don't have the loader in here yet, but I thought if I could get all this on the tractor real quick, I may go ahead and bring the loader around, sit it in here. I'll get the tractor outside. Sit the loader in there so I can pick it up with the excavator in the shop, and I can just pull the tractor right up to it, and I'll show you guys how to save you about $1,500. It's worth it for me. Yes, if I did not have a day to burn, maybe it's worth it to somebody to spend $1,500. It was $1,200 plus some tax, but I'm good. I'll save the money. I knew I was going to have a rain day. It's a rain day. It's supposed to rain all next week, so got some rain days coming. Anyways, I say we go ahead and put the tractor together in true form. I'm by myself. Let's cut these spacers loose on this thing here. It's got a couple spacers on each side. Those look like they'll probably be fun to get in by ourselves, but we'll figure it out. Maybe. How do I want to do this? Spacer on each side. Damn, get hearing protection for when I use the impact. Both of them have some big bolts and some little bolts. This thing's fairly heavy. It's got a little bit of weight to it. Just ciphering. I don't know if I got to pull the front end off of this. I think I might have to pull the front end off of it to get the bracket in. No. Get smarter than a 5th grader. Well, looky there though, it doesn't hold itself, but it's not horrible. It sits on this bracket down here. That bolt's going to go to there. So that will actually help me a little bit. Where's the big hole? Big hole's that way. Get that there. Boy, if I had like another hand, it'd be amazing. Just one. That's fun. Fun with flags. Oh, I wish I had more friends. Okay, that'll at least kind of help hold it up there. I got one bolt in. Put a bolt in my pocket. Two bolts. Maybe I did put bolts in my pocket. No. Where'd you guys put the other bolts? I already lost bolts. How's that happen? Huh. We'll get it figured out a little bit. Let's put the nut on that. Put the nut on it so it doesn't come off. At least if you guys don't like my videos, you can laugh at me. Alright. Dang. It won't go, and then all of a sudden it goes, and I can't stop it. If you guys watch all my videos, you'll know that I had a Zeidberg set up on one of my tractors on my 5075 Deere, and I really did like that Zeidberg, and I was going to get another one for this tractor, but I did not love how you had to install it. So you had to install it in a way that you had to cut some of the frame out. And in doing that, the tractor would forever have to have the Zeidberg on it. Well, I wasn't a real big fan of that. I had to have mixed up one of these bolts because I had all of them there. What did I do with that other bolt? It's not up here by you guys, right? Not in my pocket. Not in any of my pockets. I know I had the other bolt. I'm pretty sure I had the other bolt. Any of those longer? Maybe I'm missing a bolt. See, I'd say that was the bolt. That's the only long one that I have down here. All these other ones are the exact same size. So that's the bolt that we needed on there. All right, you need a 18 millimeter socket and an 18 millimeter wrench, and you need a 15/16 socket or the same comparison as metric, and a 15/16 wrench, it looks like. We may need more. We'll find out. I want to go in between of the slack. Right there feels really good. Okay. Like I was saying, the Zeidberg, I don't know exactly where, but you have to cut a portion of the frame out. And they tell me, I talked to Zeidberg USA, if you want to buy one, I would say go with it. I really love the one that was on my 5075. I liked it better than the loader for doing snow removal. But you had to cut a portion of the frame out on a 4066, and then that frame forever has to stay on the tractor. Well, it's not real popular in my neck of the woods, so if I wanted to take it off, or if somebody else wanted to take it off, put a loader on it, they'd have to leave the frame on it. I didn't want to condemn the tractor to that. I don't really have plans on getting rid of this tractor anytime soon, but I never had plans of getting rid of anything. And you see a lot of equipment go through my shop, through my possession. So I really do love these tractors. It's kind of what fits me. One guy told me a long time ago, excuse me, there's a seat, or there's a butt for every seat. So anyways, that's why everybody's equipment's different. It's to suit somebody's needs. Assume those go that way. I am waiting on a call or a text from my dealer so we can see how these loader brackets go on. It has a whole bag of spacers. It looks like there's a spacer for every bolt. We bolted this on. The only thing that might have to change, I believe these are stops for the loader when I think the landing gear come up and touch that, so maybe I'll have to adjust that, you know, where the brush guard goes. But I really like the way the brush guards on these look. It's got, you know, a factory guard deal that goes on it. I think it's a really good looking, you know, a loader guard or whatever you want to call it, a front end guard. You know, Kubota, if you buy one. If you buy the guard from them, you still have to buy that, I believe. That all comes with the loader. Or actually, I guess the Kubota did have the loader guard thing on it. But you have to get that aftermarket, I believe. I don't know if Kubota actually has one. Anyways, you buy a loader for this tractor and you get the guard and the mesh and everything else. It's pretty nice. But anyways, I'm going to call him real quick, figure this out. That way we can keep going. But the loader install is almost done. Besides the harder part, we have to lay the loader down, and then you hook the hoses up to the loader and then plug them in, and then you literally just operate it to lift it up, and you drive the tractor up and install it, and then we have to put the skid steer quick attach plates on it, because I got one with skid steer quick attach, and it's just got a paddle for each side, and we're actually going to modify those. Alright, well, I just so happened, I didn't hear from my dealer yet, but I so happened to pull up another video from another YouTuber, and he is a dealer, and he was actually showing a video of taking a loader on and off, and I could just barely make out the detail on how they put these bolts in. At least their dealership did it just like that. I don't know if it's because of ease or what, because obviously that does make it way easier. Hopefully you guys can still see. And then they have the spacers and then the nuts. After you get one on there, then at least that way you've got a little bit of help of something, something holding it up there for you. I'm not bashing Kubota or anything, but John Deere does always have really nice hardware. I do always like their hardware. Now, I don't know if you necessarily have to have your bolts going outward like that with the nuts out instead of in, but that's how they had it. I'll just go ahead and do that. It's not that big a deal to me. Generally, I would try to go the opposite way. But I do have, there are a bunch of hoses and lines and everything like that on both sides of this. The hardest one to get to is going to be a booger. Oh, the hole has paint or something in it. Of course. Got paint built up. I'm turning the bolt and it's pushing paint out. Can't really get my hand in there. But hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. I mean, besides struggling. All right, I'm probably gonna have to tighten it up without, that paint just keeps coming out. I'll have to tighten that up without a spacer on it maybe, and then go back and tighten it up again. I can't get it all the way through because of the paint. I can't get a hammer back there to just knock it in. But anyways, that's how, well, you can't see over there because it's too dark. I apologize. Over here might be a little better. Spacer and a nut on the outside. So that's how his work. That's how I'm putting mine on. The guard is self-explanatory. It comes with carriage bolts. Carriage bolts holes here. You literally slide it on, put the carriage bolt through, tighten the nut. And actually, I probably should have done that before I put the guard on. I need to touch up some stuff. It got damaged in the pallet. I know some people are going to be like, why are you worried about that? There's a mark back here. I just like my stuff to be nice. I do like that. It's just, it seems better than what I had on the Kubota. I know it seems like I'm bashing Kubota, but when Kubota is almost as much as this green paint, you would think they would step up their game. I mean, Kubota's always been a little lighter tractor. I need to look up the specs. I don't know what my snow cab weighs compared to a normal, because I've got the bigger axle in the front. Really the only main difference, I mean, there's some amenities. It's got the LED strobe on it, which I do like the way the strobe looks. I've got it in my walk around video. I may just do a walk around video solely of this instead of comparing the two. Let me guys know, or you guys let me know if that's something you want to see. But just, you know, the heft in the tractor, and this tractor is heavier than my Kubota. I don't think by much, but it is heavier than the Kubota. So that gets, you know, your weight and your power transferred to the ground. But like even this guard, I mean, this, you know, the one on the Kubota, I know you had to pull a thing, flip it down, open the hood. This thing is, you know, it's stout. It wasn't super lightweight. Like that's 1/4 inch. You know, I mean, it's the thickness of the frame up here, just in that cross piece. This is 1/2 inch thick. The tubing sounds nice and you know, sounds nice and thick. I don't know. It's a nice piece. I like it. And I think the guard looks good, so I'm going to put the guard in it. Help protect my headlights. Anyways, let me get the brackets bolted up, and we'll finish getting the loader kind of plumbed up. I'll figure out where the lines go on it so we can get it plumbed up. Maybe we can get this thing stood up and attached to it today. And then I'll show you how easy it is. It comes on and off very simply. I don't know how well this is going to work, but so I've got one of these atomic DeWalt 3/8 ratchets. So I've still got the Milwaukee. Maybe I'll give it away or something, but I'm not real impressed with the Milwaukee. This thing has been nothing but impressive ever since I bought it. We're going to see what it does here. Obviously it's not an impact, but if it gets them tightened up pretty good to start with, give me a good starting point, that would be outstanding. Instead of doing it all with a ratchet. Okay, that thing had some power. It slammed my hand in between that bracket, and it sucked up that big heavy plate pretty good. I mean, I still need to tighten it up with the you know, 1/2 inch breaker bar or something, because you can't really get, actually that one I could get an impact into, but this thing, let's see. Tight as it wants to be. Anyways, this thing does pretty good. It does way better than the Milwaukee did. The Milwaukee, it doesn't take much for it to stop. It never would have hit my hand. I mean, I should have known better than to do that, but let's try this other side. I'll show you. Oh, I guess I can't because I don't have, maybe I could get this inside. Oh. Doesn't like that. Hang on. Just like that, maybe. Let's see if I can get this in there. No, there's a lot of stuff in there. No way. Come on, that worked. Wrenches and hammer. Might be able to get That spacer on there on the nut now. Barely. But we're on there. We'll try that one first and see what the DeWalt does. See if it pulls the rest of that paint or whatever. Might be a little bit of, you know, unevenness in the hole. Oh yeah. No problem. It says we can do that. And you know dang well I ain't sponsored by DeWalt. I bought this thing in a kit. Home Depot had a kit. It had this. I don't remember what I had to buy. I bought something. I don't remember. I bought a tool and it came with a power stack and this. It was a pretty good deal. Or maybe I bought this and it came with a power stack battery or two or something, and I wanted this anyway. Because I've had a lot of people tell me they like this better over the Milwaukee. So, if you have both like me, because I feel like DeWalt's got some good stuff. Some of the stuff, a little lacking over Milwaukee, and vice versa. Like, I hated my DeWalt grease gun. My Milwaukee grease gun's amazing. It'll blow, you know, sticky grease zerks out. But on the flip side, Milwaukee's ratchet, it kind of sucks. This thing's awesome. Anyways, so you never know. Oh, it was that little half-inch little baby impact that I bought. I bought that impact, and then I got this and a power stack for free, I think. I think that's what it was. Anyways, okay. Well, if you guys can see, I believe that's how they go. Bolts through the backside to the outside, spacers, and then nuts. I'm going to grab a breaker bar. I'm going to grab a breaker bar and get these torqued down, and then we'll be on to the loader. Because those are kind of hard to get to. That's why I used my ratchet. Anyways. That's not how I planned that to happen. Okay. Well, obviously that's not how I planned on that happening. Thankfully, I wasn't hurt. I knew I should have just grabbed my chain and went around the hook on the back, but I thought, you know, the strap would be a little easier on it. Apparently it was too easy on it. Okay. On to the next. It didn't hurt it, I don't think. If it did, it's under warranty. Hopefully they don't watch my videos. So, we don't have any instructions, even in the thing. Actually, it showed the lines, but I figured it's pretty self-explanatory when we have colored paint pin, and colored zip ties. And we have colored zip ties on our lines. I would say it's pretty simple. Yes, those are just finger tight. I did not loosen them beforehand. See if we have any fluid in there. Not really, not to speak of. Well, I would tell you not to put your loader down like that. At least I have thick concrete, right? And it didn't hit my pack-out box. It's inches away from hitting the pack-out box. It's actually up against the pack-out box. Maybe it did hit it. I don't want to look at it right now to see. Of course, last one, we're going to have a dripper. Let's just put that back on. Okay, now we have to get this beautiful, finger trap protective hose stuff. We have to get it on the hoses. So let me do that, and we'll be back. I promise I won't drop the hoses on anything. Protective shielding on. Let's get some loader hoses on. Before I get too carried away here, I probably need to mess with tightening those before I get all of them on, but let's look at the book. I thought I remembered when I was looking for the bracket orientation, I thought that I saw something about hydraulic lines, and it had a picture. It showed how they laid out. Maybe. It won't help us at all. That's old tractors. Everything shows straight lines, like straight steel lines. Oh, here's ours. It shows them, so I'm doing good. It shows them all pointing up. Your battery's almost out. It shows them like this. So, but I need to see if I could get, well, I don't know. We might fight that to get our wrenches in it. So I think I'm gonna probably go maybe that orientation. Let's see if I can gauge about what angle. And then we're gonna have to switch your guys' battery out. About like that it looks like. About like that. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get in here and try to tighten these up before I get hog wild. I may have to put the two center ones on first. I'm probably going to have to pull that red line off just to get in there with the wrench. But we'll get all these on. I have to figure out what this little thing does. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a line holder. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like maybe. But I only have one. So I would say it's probably a line holder and it goes on a pin or something like that. And it probably holds our lines out of the way or something if I had to guess, but I'll figure out what that does, and we'll be back in a little bit. All right, well, I lost some footage, so I figured I'd come out, left off on the bracket. So this is where the bracket goes. You zip tie it with a big zip tie. It holds the lines up. I think I am going to loosen these and point them almost straight. I did a little bit more than what I did before, and they're still kind of bound up a little bit. So, but it's got clearance everywhere else. Really good. And then if you guys want to see the video of me making this tied together with the paddles, I put a piece of 2x2x1/4 on there. I've got a separate video for it. But if you look at the Kubota, the reason I just did the tubing at the bottom, the Kubota is the same thing. It's got separate paddles, and it's just got a piece of tubing on there. And then this is very small. This just mounts the cylinder. So my thought is the tractor weighs a lot less, has a lot less tractive force and everything else. So I would think that 2x2 would do just fine on the bottom of it. But anyways, loader's on, loader straight, even though it fell to the ground. Anyways, so there you go. They plug in, obviously, you know how the line's plugged in. If you want to see a video of how the loader comes off, I would say just get on YouTube. There's all kinds of people that take them on and off. I do have a little bitty bucket out here. I don't know if you can see it in the dark, but I got a little 60-inch bucket. It's got the John Deere quick attach hook mount thing on it. My wife with her big light. I'm just going to cut the John Deere mounts off of that. And then I've got a skid steer quick attach plate that I'm literally going to bolt to the back of it. And I'm just going to use that to take my loader on and off, since it's going in gravel. If you want to take it off, you can take it off. I used to take mine off in the concrete at my old shop. You put these paddles on the ground, and then you flip your levers and you push it down, and the kickstand comes down, and it will hold itself up without a bucket on it. But mine goes outside. I don't have room in my shop, as you know. So that little bucket was free. They just gave it to me. So I'm going to cut the mounts off, put a $100 quick attach plate to it, and then that way that'll just be my kickstand bucket to take the loader off. So anyways, there you go. I've got a full review of the 4066, kind of a walk around, what I think and all that, besides the comparison with the Kubota. I don't know if you want to see it, check it out. And then all I can say, the number one thing that I absolutely love is the electric 3-point. I do a lot of 3-point work, and I used this thing to seed the other day. Oh my gosh, up and down, every turn, up and down. Fingertip control, awesome. Just like a big tractor. Big tractors have had that stuff for a long time. Now they're finally putting the electric 3-point in the little tractors. So, anyways, there you go. You'll see it working. Hopefully we'll push snow this year. They tell me now that we're probably not going to get that much snow because of the El Nino. So, all right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.